Greetings and welcome to Caribbean Vanguard. So I came across this clip of this brother here. He's talking about Europe's refusal to apologize for slavery and to pay reparations. And he pointed out some very good stuff, and I'd like you to listen to it. And then at the end of this video, I want to point something out, right? There is a solution to this. There is a solution to this, but we're going to have to get serious. And I'm going to point out some of the ways to which we can get serious about this. But I think it's good that you listen to it so you can understand where I'm coming from at the end. Okay, so take a listen to this.
Jamaica was the Caribbean's largest slave market. The British imported into Jamaica 1.3 million Africans. At the end of slavery in 1838, there were 300,000 remaining. The question has to be asked then, how do you reduce 1.3 million people to 300,000 after 200 years? Less than 25% survival. Slavery in Jamaica was genocidal. When the British Prime Minister, Mr. Cameron, visited Jamaica, he did not wish to speak of the colonial past. Britain had taken Jamaica from the Spanish in 1655 and had ruled Jamaica until 1962, when Jamaica forcefully demanded its independence. And so he said, there will be no apology for slavery, there will be no conversation about reparatory justice. The French president, Mr. Hollande, had also visited a Caribbean colony in Guadeloupe. He too said there will be no apology for slavery and there will be no reparations. But he was in Guadeloupe to open a multi-million euro museum dedicated to slavery as a gift from the people of France, so that the African community in the French islands could see the horror of slavery displayed in their museum. He went on to add that France owes the people of the Caribbean a debt of gratitude. But this gratitude would not be expressed in either an apology or in any form of reparatory justice. All of this came against the background of what had transpired in 2001, when President Aristide of Haiti demanded the return of the 150 million francs that France had insisted that Haiti pay for their own self-liberation. You may recall that Haiti had fought a war of liberation, declared their independence on the 1st of January 1804. The Haitians were the first people on this planet to give Napoleon Bonaparte a whipping. And in return for this whipping, France insists that if the Haitians wish to be recognized as an independent nation state, they will have to pay compensation to their former enslavers. 1825, the Haitians are celebrating the 21st anniversary of their independence. France had refused to recognize Haiti as an independent nation. All the slave-owning nations of the Western world, Britain, Spain, Portugal, Holland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, the United States, all said they will not recognize Haiti until the French recognize Haiti. The French said, if you want recognition, you pay for it. The Haitian people in 1825 had therefore a decision to make on their 21st anniversary. There were parties in Port-au-Prince, but there were also French gunboats in the harbor. The Haitian cabinet met and agreed that they wished to be reinserted into the international community, and this reinsertion would cost them 150 million francs, which is 21 billion US dollars in contemporary money. This money was paid agreed to be paid and was paid to the French government over 100 years. This extraction of economic value out of Haiti in the first 100 years of its nationhood crippled that nation. In some years in the 19th century, the payment to France in reparations accounted for 60 to 70% of the foreign exchange earnings of that nation. Aristide asked for the return of this money to the people of Haiti. He wrote to the French government to government, calling for the return of this money. The French government invaded Haiti. Aristide was overthrown and removed from office. His successor, his first public statement was that the claim for reparations and the repayment of this money was a criminal act and removed from the state. And therein was the end of that conversation.
All right, you heard the brother. So let's point some things out here. A few things. First thing first, the government needs help. Our government needs help from the people. Many of the governments know that if one of these major countries come and violate, that the people will not support it. Right? So that's a first thing I want to point out. There are certain things that government officials cannot say. Their hands are tied. So the people gonna have to unite and realize this and read between the lines and know that the government is not the fear. They don't fear the government. They fear the people, the unification of the people. So that is why I go after all these people in the Caribbean when they try to push this nationality and this divide, right? When you allow people to come into your community and convince you that you are all unique and you are different from your brethren in the Caribbean, that you are special and they are a part of that uniqueness that you have. We got to realize these chess moves here, but sadly for us and with social media, there's so many benefits and there are pros and cons that comes with it. So sometimes we got a lot of these dumb people that get out there and make a bunch of noise and say stupid shit, right? Like for example, excuse my French. The other day I saw, I'm not going to get into that right now, right? But the thing is, we need to realize that, and this is why it is necessary to have vanguards in the Caribbean, right? The channel is called Caribbean Vanguard, but I'm not saying I am the Caribbean Vanguard. There are many vanguards in the Caribbean, and they have been the ones who've been making things happen all along. It's not these go along, get along people. They believe that they are the ones who's been doing it, but it's the rebels behind the scene, the ones who went against the grain and who realized that, hey, we are equal like you, right? We should own our own as well. We should not have to rely on you. Those are the ones who make it happen. So as much as it may seem like there's not a lot of us, I know that there's still vanguards out there because it is a part of our pedigree. Some of us, not all of us. And we know we have a bunch of sellouts too. So the unique thing about the Caribbean, the West, with this whole slavery thing, is that there was a mixture of everyone, right? Everyone mixed up. So when people say, oh, certain people were sent to this island and so forth, it's garbage, right? It's a mixture. So we have these sellouts within us, and we're going to have to get serious and point these, like, be aware of these people and treat them like they are. I'm not saying to harm anyone, but these people like to dilly and dally in every affair. They want to be a part of this. They want to be a part of that. But they're easy to recognize by the things that come out of their mouth, the things they post on social media, the things they don't talk about, the things they don't say, and the things they say are very telling. The relationship that they get into is very telling. However, we can also use them to our benefit, the same way that the other sides have always been using them to their benefits, right? So he talked about Cameron, David William Cameron, who went to Jamaica and he refused to apologize. He was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 2010 to 2016, and he said that there will be no apology and no conversation around reparation. The French Prime Minister Mr. Holland, he also expressed the same sentiment. So they were all on the same page. They've been working together. He talked about all these different nations who was on the same page, and they refused to allow Haiti to be independent until France let them go. Where was the uproar? Have you heard of any uproar of all the citizens and stuff like that? So many of these people who you may consider to be good as well, they're going to make sure that they're on the side of their government. Understand that. They're going to support their people 100%. They can dance with you, laugh with you, have a great time with you. They can do good things towards you. But at the end of the day, they're going to support their own, something that we don't understand. No one have to tell them to do it. It happens automatically. It doesn't mean that we have to be angry and upset with other people, but we need to do a much better job of pulling ourselves together, right? And it's up to the vanguards to fix this right here. So this Prime Minister, Francois Hollande, he went to Guadeloupe. Right? He went to Guadeloupe and he expressed the same sentiment. He refused to apologize, and then he also refused to indulge in conversation about reparatory justice. Right? However, he said that he will donate a museum to the people. A museum that costs millions of dollars. He said that it is a gift from France to the people of Guadeloupe. Right? It's a gift from them. However, reparation and slavery, we're not even going to have that conversation. Here's the thing about that. That's another thing. We look at these museums different to how they look at it. He's talk about it's going to let the people of Guadeloupe or people of African descent and the people of France, it's going to remind them of the horrors of slavery. But what it also does, this is how I see it. Because they're going to control whatever is said and how it's said in the museum if they're the one who pay for it, right? It's a way to convince you or to show you that, look, we are powerful and look what we did to you and we can do it to you again. But we need to understand that the only reason they were able to do that to us is because of the Judases. I also call them Euphros. They look like Afros, but they're Eupho-minded, European-minded, chocolate-coated people. They are the reason, because we trusted them and we love them and we get our emotions in the way and we refuse to treat them like the devil that they are, like the demons that they are, the cancer that they are, our survival. But we need to realize that sometimes it can be mother, it can be sister, brother, children, all these people. Once we identify their mindset, we need to know how to deal with them, what we can say to them, what we cannot say to them. We don't have to treat them in any type of way, because we can also use them because they are not rooted in anything. They're going to go wherever the momentum is. That is why these same people a few years ago would stand so firm against certain things, but as soon as the masters make it legal, then all of a sudden they transition to whatever the masters say and they don't realize what's going on. So these people are very dangerous. So we have to ensure that we control these people, because understand that these people also get into government and they get into politics and stuff like that, and they're really passionate about that. Okay? So we need to be aware. These vanguards, they don't realize that we the one that protects them, right? But we're not going to have them keep putting us in harm's way. We're going to control that if we need to. Well, we're going to have to, right? Okay, so we talk about Mr. Cameron going to Jamaica and numbers going from millions down to 300,000 and so forth. And then also in Guadeloupe. Same people, they dance to the same beat. These people come around and show a friendly face and smile with you, but we need to understand we can't be taking this kind of risk, because even if this person was good to us, we don't know what the next generation gonna bring to us. So that is why we have to control our destiny and take it out of the hands of these people and out of the hands of the Euphros and the Judases amongst us. We need to take it out of their hand, the vanguards. right? The ones who've been doing it for generations. And you know what happened? Anytime the vanguards make any move, right, a lot of these youths and Judas, they like to jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, we are rebels, we are this, see, we do our thing. That's what they do. I see them all the time, right? But we just need to be aware of that. They're dangerous to us. Okay, so that's the guy right there. Now, you also talk about President Aristide, right, who demanded 150 million francs back from France. Because after Haiti gained its independence, French decided that, hey, if we're going to recognize you as an independent country, you need to pay us back for the next 100 years. These people have no respect. These are demons. We need to see it as it is. Right? We need to see it as it is. And we need to treat it as such until we can prove otherwise. Even when there's a handshake, right? Even when there's a truce, until we can see the hidden rooms and everything, because you know that's how it is. When a criminal is invaded, or not, when a criminal get captured, they take the computers, they take everything. They want to see everything that's going on to ensure that there is no one who's supporting that. There's no group behind it. That never happened. So when we put our guards down and trust people 100%, but we have not seen the dark rooms, we still don't see these hidden conversations you're having with each other. You did not have to face any type of repercussion. Then how can we fully trust that? How can we not demand 100% full independence? Like straight up full independence, you not being controlled over anything. How could we not work towards that at least, right? I don't get it. But to me, that it is too risky to not do that. It is too risky. We did not steal anything from anyone, so we don't have to have our government function the same way as their government, right? And this also for the people who travel abroad. If you go abroad to get education and stuff like that, and this is for the youths and the next generation as well. If you go abroad to get education, ensure that you don't adopt every craziness and try to bring it back to the Caribbean and turn the Caribbean into these places. Because when you open up the Caribbean for everybody, right, then they're going to come in and going to take over, because the billions, the millions of dollars, trillions of dollars that was acquired from slavery and years of atrocity and rape and genocide of all these many nations, that money right there give certain people an advantage to come in and take over your society. Look at it happen in other nations, in the Pacific Islands and other places, where the locals have been overthrown and cannot afford to live in their country anymore. All right. So this brother, when he requested to be paid back, this brother right here, when he requested that he get some money back, let me make sure I'm not in the way. Right? When he requested that he get some of his money back, there was a coup. There was a military coup. There was a military coup to take him out of his seat. Took him out. He had to go in exile. He went into South Africa. He went into Central Africa for many years. And he did come back, I think, in 2011 or something like that. But never regained his seat. And that leads to another point. When we isolate ourselves, what if he had isolated himself from Africa and say, oh, we Haitian, we are special, we better than everybody else, right? Where would he go? We should not allow people to trick us into that. We are connected across the Caribbean, across the globe. We're not going to allow nationality. We should not allow nationality to divide us, right? Nationality, I will deal with it just because it's a way to function, it's a way to manage and so forth. However, we were here before any of these nations exist. Remember that. Our roots is deeper than any of these nations. Right? That's why people ask me in the past, how come you never have a nation flag up in your car and stuff like that? Why would I have a nation flag up in my car? right? I'm not gonna, if you want to do it, that's fine with you, but that's just not my thing, because I am bigger than that, right? My people is bigger than that. I'm all over. All right, so there was a military coup that took this brother out, and this is the guy that did the military coup on this guy. This guy right here. You see who he's sitting next to? So we need to stop playing this game and think that, let me make this smaller, I'm sorry. Right here, this guy right here. So we need to stop playing this game and act like everybody is our friend because they come and laugh up with us. Right? This guy right here, he's a mulatto, and he was educated in the United States and was a member of the U.S. trained Leopard Corps. He was also trained by the Spanish military, and he was chosen by the U.S. and France to be charged of the security for 1990 and 1991 Haitian general election. And he ended up becoming the commander-in-chief of the armed force by Jean-Bertrand Aristide. So this brother who he ran the coup against selected him to be a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Right? People, we're thinking that because things is running differently that you are not at war, right? This is how it is, and this is him here. The whole time, this brother probably sharing his most personal part of his life with him, and this guy right here next to him overthrew him, a democratically elected president. All right. So until we can really get to the bottom of this and know the deep, dark secrets and holes, the people, the vanguards of the Caribbean, we got to make sure that we are not pulled too deep into the government. Now, we can get into the government, but if we get in there, we need to ensure that we're connected to the people and not be these regular, typical government officials who are simply robots who dance to the drum beat. And some may act as if they're pushing back against the grain, but they're really not, right? And in some sense, I can't really knock them because they're in a sucky position, like I said. Some of them know that the people, because most of our population as well, that their brain is gone as well. So they will turn on their politicians in a heartbeat. It's the vanguards. We need to build this vanguard, the growth. We need to become strength in numbers once again. Because they make us believe that we are not necessary anymore, that we are not needed anymore, so we can put down our sword, we can relax, everything is fine, everything is glorious, sunshine and everything. But that is not true. It is simply more subtle in this day. All right. But anyway, that's my thought on all of this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. If I'm missing something, if there's a point there that you think is important, put it out, because your opinion is necessary. Right? This is necessary. These are serious times we are living in, and we need to realize that. All right. So that's it. Until next time, be blessed.